I saw the job once in reception, so after lunch I used to brush it. That was quite wonderful. I just keep it. It's just in that little vanity bag. It's just there. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just sit there. And it has come handy on the odd occasion.
Yeah.
We're not doing the teachings of the Messiah.
Yeah, because I changed my mind.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that.
But anyway, the postpone, not cancel.
No, they're not cancelled. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking this is not the same title.
Last night.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a premonition. A message like change.
Oh, did you change the title? You changed the title?
Yeah, change title because they can. Maybe some new people might come. That's why. Hello everyone. Now we are waiting for some people. They might come delayed, but and then we will start the 3 sharp definitely. Okay, please wait for a while. So in any way, we will start 3 sharp. Please prepare. True as spoken by Buddha. Okay. To start. So let's start today's one. To begin with, as usual, we will recite true words spoken by Buddha first. Then start. The true words spoken by Buddha, Ryuho Oka. There used to be the light in the great universe. The light is the energy of Buddha. People can live by this energy. And the Buddha's energy has made human history. It will be supplied eternally. This eternal light comes from heaven and prevails on earth. This is the light of heaven. Through the prism of Buddha, there appear the 7 colors of rainbow, arching over in the sky. Here you can see Buddha's mercy. Yellow is the color of teaching. White is the color of saving. Red is the color of justice. Purple is the color of obedience. Blue is the color of thinking. Green is the color of harmony. Silver is the color of progress. These 7 colors help each other, and there appears Buddhaland. Buddhaland is shining brightly because of gathering of bodhisattvas. This is the land of love or the land of mercy. This is the land of wisdom, the land of teaching. Especially, this is the land of souls rest in peace. Real souls are the children of Buddha. The children of Buddha became real human beings. Real human beings have spirituality. The spirits are immortal powers. The spirits are immortal forces. The spirits are real entities. The physical bodies are the shadows of the spirits. It means you are the boat sailing down the great river. The great river is a symbol of the course of lives. Each of you sails on as a small boat, so you need a boatman. If it is not for your own boatman, you surely go aground. This boatman really means your mind. If your mind makes a mistake, the boat breaks into pieces by a large rock, and you also need a bamboo pole. This pole is the meaning of the true words. When you go down the rapid stream, you need to pant in a stream. Then you can change your course. The true words mean the teaching of Buddha. Buddha enlightened and spoke the true words, and the Buddha's teaching became a gold mine. This gold mine suggests various teachings. These are another expression of Buddha's truth. It brightens up your days. Or to put it another way, the fruit of Buddha's mercy. All of you, now here listen to me. Never lose your way, now and forever. The guiding hand has already waved. Please follow this white hand and go straightly on and on. Your lives are not limited to this world only. They have 3 aspects: the past, the present, the future. Your past have already gone by. Yet still your mistakes will be kept in your mind. That is the reason why you should understand other people, and you yourself should reflect on what you have done. You and others are not different. On the contrary, both the children of Buddha and the brothers and sisters. Now then, love each other. Let us bring up each other. And it's time to forgive each other. This is eternal law, which penetrates the present and the future. Yes, indeed, the light of the dark night of this world is hell. It is also the same in another world. Since we came down to this world, the sun of the truth is scheduled to rise. Now we are watching rising sun. It will shed light to the future, to invite such people to Buddhaland. Now here I command, there shall not be conflict in this world. There shall not be distrust in this world. There shall not be crime in this world. There shall not be evil spirit in this world. There shall not be the devil in the next world. Only the ideal world. Utopia shall be realized. All of the people love each other, live harmoniously, believe in one another. The world is utopia. All of us could be the light of bodhisattvas. Believing that the light has reality. Believing that love has reality. Believing that the truth has reality. These are the facts that should be conveyed. We, the light of bodhisattvas, get together, work together, to keep right mind and live in tune with Buddha's words. Here we bow to do so. Okay, thank you very much. As you see, I changed my mind suddenly last night because some new people might come and I was deported by them. But Actually, I'm not sure they will come or not. But anyway, it's a good idea. Oh, sorry. If we can review the starting point of happy science, everything comes from this Kyoten. I believe already all of you have read this book, right? And amazed by that.
Yeah.
There are many points we can describe today, but today I focus on how to manage your mindset based on this book. But anyway, first I will show you testimony by one of members. He already became a minister of Australia, Mr. Steve Bellingham. So please watch it.
Someone's coming up.
Oh yeah. Maybe should wait.
Yeah.
Coming. Yeah. Sorry, wait a moment. Someone is coming now. Hi, hello. Okay. All right. For you, I decided to change the title. Okay. So because you are very beginner, have you read a book I gave yesterday?
Yes,
Oh, really?
briefly, yes.
Oh, briefly. How was it?
It was very different than I imagined.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that.
like a Christianity,
Mhm.
very different.
Very different, right?
Yes.
But that will become a new common sense for people in the world. Okay, so please watch it. And then I already talked about, and we changed the title, and also now we are watching the testimony by one of members, that is Mr. Steve Bellingham, and he already became one of minister. So okay, please watch it.
So in 1994, the beginning of 1994, I had just arrived home back to New Zealand after traveling around the world for 2 years. And I'd been selling computers beforehand, so I started selling computers once again.
94年に世界中を回ってニュージーランドに戻ってきたんですけど、その前はパソコンを売ってたんで、またパソコンを売り始めたんです。
But after 1 year, I felt really bored because I was, like I said, about 32 years old now, and I thought, what's the meaning of life? I'm living, working to live. I'm working just to keep living, and I'm 32 and I'm healthy. I'll probably live to 90. So am I just going to live 60 more years just working so that I can live?
自分は32歳で1年間ぐらい作っててすごい飽きてきてこれから自分はおそらく90まで健康だし生きるんじゃないかと。じゃあ60年間一体これをこのまま生きるために仕事をしていくだけなんだとふうに思ったそうです。
So it actually was quite painful to think that to live for so long and so boring. So then I went to the library in Auckland looking for answers. I was guided, well, you should go to the library. Because I never go to the library. I'm a sports person.
自分はスポーツマンなんで図書館には普段行かないんですけど、人生の意味を探すために図書館に行って本を探したそうです。
And I'm just looking in the library and looking along the books and and suddenly I feel now, still today, oh, that looks interesting. Like that. Oh, that looks interesting. The laws of the sun.
突然今でも覚えてるけど突然これ興味深そうだなって取ったのが太陽でした。
And I finished the book, and I love the book so much. And I write a letter to Happy Science, actually in the Institute for Research, Human Happiness, in the Kyoto building. And when is Master Okawa coming to New Zealand? So they sent back, not at this stage.
そうですね、あまりにも感動したので、その当時清井町にあったポップルサウスの本部に手紙を書いたそうです。で、総裁先生をいつにしてのに来ますかという手紙だったんですけど、お返事は、まだこの段階ではいけません。
I studied the teaching seriously. I even quit my job and I started studying traditional Buddhism and studying Master's teachings every day and meditating 2 to 3 hours every day. I decided I want to seek enlightenment. So I even quit my job. It was 100% effort.
で、自分はもうやっぱりもう真剣に悟りを求めたいということで、その時点でもう伝統仏教を学んだり、総裁先生の他の経典を学んだり、あとは仕事をこう辞めるまで真剣にこう求めて探し続けました。
Anyway, this story goes too long. But just to wrap it up, the main thing is that it changed my life. And now because it changed my life, I give my life to Alcantara and to spreading these teachings. So I believe in my life I'm also going to be able to help other people change their lives. But it all started from one person with faith who donated that book to the Auckland Public Library. And they donated, I met her now. We are friends now. But in 1991, she donated the book. So for 4 years, 3 years, the book sat on the shelf. Maybe some other people saw it. But she planted the seed in the library. I found it. And I stand here now for 40 years.
Okay, thank you very much. So now let's work together to find the real yourself, okay, through reading this book. But today, very limited time, only 1 hour. That's why we focus on many things happen in this book, in this kyoten, the laws of time. But one thing I'd like to mention today is compass needle of your mind. Then, almost all people think the problem is outside, right? Because of him, because of her, because of my circumstances, because of society, because of government, because of Boris Johnson. That's why I'm very miserable. That is normal way. But he there tell you everything comes from your mind. The problem is not outside. Problem is what kind of what direction your compass needle direct to. That is the only problem for you. So why don't you focusing on adjusting the compass needle, the direction which pointing. So and then it goes like this. Heaven and hell do not only exist in the other world. They also exist here and now. They exist in your mind. The needle of your mind can point in all directions, and depending on your thoughts, you can immediately attune to heaven or hell. This is a teaching of the mind can attune to 3,000 worlds. Now, not exactly 3,000 worlds, because in another world, there are many worlds. After this, you are going to somewhere which has the same vibration as you. That's why, for example, if you have very bad mindset, you can go back to maybe heaven. But if you have a good mindset, you are going back to heaven. That is a very different point as other religion. We don't say, once you become a member of Happy Science, you can go back to heaven. We cannot guarantee at all. But once you have good mindset, even if you are Christian, Islam, Buddhist, or Japanese Shintoism people, if as long as you have a good mindset, you can go back to heaven. So I think it's like a disadvantage for happy science, but I dare tell you. So no matter what you learn, but if you have a good mindset, you can go back to heaven. Because in the heavenly world, only measurement is loving ability. That's it. So that's why, but happy science can provide you how to expand your loving ability and get virtue and wisdom. Okay, so based on this fact, please listen to carefully. And then now I can show you the opening video related to this Kyoten. And then if you open the page number 1, the all what he says is inside. Okay, so likewise other master's comment, all of them here inside. Okay, I will guide you one by one. So please refer this booklet. Okay, let's start this journey together.
So in 1994, the beginning of 1994, I had just arrived home back to New Zealand.
The moment is finally upon us.
At last.
There is not a soul creature born from this universe that can resist the desire to know their true purpose and discover their true self.
To discover those answers, one would travel to the ends of the universe.
Yes, and so it is finally time for the divine light of wisdom to be released. Only the creator of the universe can emit such power.
The sun of truth will rise over this entire planet, while the whole universe will be watching.
Listen carefully, my soul. I have here the door to the truth.
The rules of the sun is the beginning of the opening of the hidden secret, hidden doctrine of our group. I wrote almost all of the secret of this world and another world and God's mission. It was a very precious book. Every people in the world should read the rules of the sun. It's a great book.
Some of the contents of the laws of the sun may be difficult, but it's not necessary to understand all the details. Try to understand the basic relationship between enlightenment and love, and to understand that in spite of all the tragedies that occur in this world, God has never given up on us and has been sending Tathagatas and Bodhisattvas in all ages. It will be glad for you to know that He has always been guiding and helping people all the time.
You. Yes, this is the truth. Everything inside of this Kyoten, the laws of the sun. If you read it through, mainly you can understand what we are telling, what happy science is telling for you. Okay, so this is a good news because now we understand every religion comes from one source, whatever you call God, Buddha, Allah. Okay, so the next, why he can write down this Kyoten. So this, if you read it through, he describes everything from the enlightenment of individual and also the secret of creation of the great universe, then why he can write down and why he want to tell the truth? Okay, let's see about Masariho Okawa and happy science. Even the veterans who learned a lot, more than 10 years, 20 years, but please review.
Master Ryuho Okawa is known as a global visionary because of his deep spiritual insight and commitment to guide the world to a brighter future. To date, he has authored over 2,200 books translated into 28 different languages.
32 languages.
That is averaging one book every 5 days since Happy Science
That's
began 31 years ago. He has given over 2,600 lectures in 14 countries and all 5 continents. The topics covered range from the teachings of the mind and the truth of the spirit world, education, philosophy, politics, economics, culture and the arts, and even outer space. Master Okawa was born in Japan in 1956. He studied politics at Tokyo University, majoring in the field of law. After graduating, he joined a trading company and was relocated overseas to the New York headquarters. Having had a spiritual awakening a year prior to his transfer, his time working in New York was one of receiving direct messages from heaven while working long hours with his colleagues on Wall Street in the intense world of international finance. During this time, he deepened his spiritual awareness that would result in his activities later. Then what was this spiritual awakening that Master Okawa experienced? When Master Okawa received a revelation from heaven, he attained great enlightenment and was awakened to the hidden part of his consciousness, El Cantare. El Cantare means the light of the earth. It is the name of the supreme God of the earth who has guided humanity from the beginning of the earth's creation. The history of humanity was never a product of chance. The nucleus of new civilizations were the high spirits from heaven sent down to earth every hundreds or thousands of years by God. El Cantare, the supreme God of the earth, has guided various religions from heaven. He is known as the Heavenly Father, Elohim, Allah, the Imperial God, Shangdi, and by other names. And now, here on earth, the mission of El Cantare continues to bring salvation to the world and to all of humanity through the dissemination of the truth. It is also to build an ideal world and usher in a new age of spirituality. To accomplish this, Master Okawa founded Happy Science Group in 1986, which is now a global religious movement in over 100 countries. Based on truth, Happy Science is extending from religion into fields such as politics, education, the media, culture, and arts.
Thank you very much. So now is the time we can listen to the voice of God. Then we are very lucky. And I believe, and we believe, that now there are main conflicts between religions, but we can solve. Because some, not all, but some narrow-minded people which has a specific religion, my God is saying like, my God is better than yours. Like that. That happened. But everything comes from one source. No matter what you call, God, Buddha, Allah, those are the same. If you understand this very simple sentence, then everything can be solved. And also another point, now we humankind become very conceited and then increase the number of materialists and atheists, right? And then if this world governed by and conquered by those materialist atheists, this world become like a ruin. So that's why we try to stop it. Okay, these 2 points are very important. So no matter what happens, we need to be very humble in front of God. Like we are small ants, and then God is like sunshine. Why we can be against to God that created everything? He has granted everything. So that's why we need to learn humbly the voice of God. That is the meaning of learning the laws of the sun. Okay, so this is the very first book of 2,900 titles, but meaningful. Sometimes you need to reflect this book, because he said in his lecture, How to Start a Life of Faith. I have published many books so far, but which of the teachings will last for into the future? He says, if some last for 1,000 years, they will most likely to be true words spoken by Buddha, we recite already, and the laws of the sun. Therefore, I'd say that these two scriptures express the core of my philosophy. That's why, of course, you can learn many books, 2,900 titles, but sometimes I suggest to you, once a 6 months, please read it through again and again, so that you can recognize more and the profound knowledge, wisdom you can get. Then you can become a bridge between religions. So, and then make them reconcile each other, understand each other. Yes, next era, keyword should be understand. Because they don't understand each other, that's why have conflicts. So understand is a keyword for next age. To understand other religions, other ideas, we need to learn the voice of God written in the laws of the sun. So, then talking about the book itself, Kyoten we call it. This title, Laws of the Sun. Have you ever heard about a great prophet Nostradamus in French, 17th century, right? In his prediction, he says the next era will open the laws of the sun. By the laws of the sun, he says. Coincidentally, but not coincident, I think. So, 400 years ago, Nostradamus wrote about it in his book, Centuries. Yes. Then, it was not written in the usual way that an author writes a book. How he written this book? Only two or 3 weeks to write down this difficult theme. So, and then how? Master Oka wrote the entire book using automatic writing. He simply held a pen in his hand and it moved on its own, filling 5 pages every hour. Can you imagine that? Can you do that? Every hour, 5 pages. I don't think it's possible, but he did, actually. His father is was like a witness for that. And then, so this book is the essence of revolution from heaven. So the laws of the sun is that it shows that all religions come from one source. Yes, like a big pillar, big tree. And then this trunk has many branches, like Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Confucianism, Japanese Shintoism, anything. But this time, this Kyoten shows you this is a trunk and has root, the universe. So this represents what the universe thinks of. Then, which is one of the most significant teachings in this book, one source, one planet, one people. Everything, every single person comes from one source. That's why two things I'd like to emphasize. One is we are part of God. This branch has many people, and one of these are you. Means you are connected to God. We are connected to God. Everyone connected to God. That's why there is no such thing as impossible. That is the first thing. And also another thing is we are connected to each other. Brothers and sisters, like this. So if you believe in that, how much important love is. So these 2 points you can think of. Okay, this book describes those things. Then today we will practice Koan, K-O-A-N. This is Japanese. Koan is, what is Koan? Koan is a phrase of words of wisdom given by Master Okawa to think of, to contemplate on. Because without Koan, without those words, if you just focus on the meditation or contemplation, sometimes going the mad or going insane. So that's why it is we need to be very careful to practice meditate on. I suggest to you to think of one phrase from book, and then you can keep your mind very, very like higher, okay, higher vibration. So while contemplating the koan in a happy science temple, we can receive spiritual guidance, believe it or not, from the heavenly world. Today we'll practice it. This guidance can be experienced as an inspiration on a discovery. Okay, so because maybe you already felt like when you come in this temple, there's some higher vibration embraces you, right? And then and you can feel something great inside. So that's why people come and pray. And that's why we provide a great space here. Actually, believe it or not, you can see if you sit down in front of Gohonzon and in the prayer, angels come to you, try to guide you. That happens actually. So believe or not, feel or not, that happens. Then this is guidance can be experienced and inspiration or discovery. To contemplate a koan means to think deeply about the meaning of the koan. Koan is given by God, given by Master Okawa. And then while checking yourself against it, all right, and then you can get some inspiration from heaven, from angels. That is a great chance to communicate with your guardian spirits. Actually, it happens. So if you do it very successfully, today we're gonna try. So the Laws of Sun Koan seminar, the significance of the joining seminar. I already told you, but again, happy science. We should aim for the level of enlightenment called Arhat. Arhat. This is a state in which your mind has been cleaned of all the impurities that have accumulated during the course of your life. Okay, so this is a problem. Actually, we are not sinners. Please don't believe in that original sin. We don't have an original sin. Originally, we are very pure and beautiful, our mind, our soul. But through the reincarnation, we can get with a lot of wisdom. But at the same time, bad experience happen. Then you have a bad tendency. That's why sometimes we need to clean up, like you clean up your car, right? And sometimes we need certain dust have happened. That's why this is needed. Then, in the state of Arahat, Arahat is like a Buddhist script. You can find this word in Buddhist scripture. That means you got certain enlightenment. 3 points. One is an unshakable mind. Another thing, you can understand others' mind. The third point is you can communicate with your guiding spirits. That is a state of mind of Arahat. The first step as enlightenment. There are many steps to be greater and greater, but this is the very first step. At least you need to have an unshakable mind. Then second one, you need to understand other mind. If you got removed all negative thoughts from the surface of your mind, you can feel others' mind. You can understand what they think. Because this is a problem. You cannot understand. That's why you cannot love that person. So if you understand immediately the mind of others, you cannot get anger. You cannot be going mad. So that's why this is very important. And the third point again. So as a result, you can communicate with heaven. I mean, your guardian guiding spirits. Okay, those 3 points is the conditions, are the conditions of Arahat. You can receive the light of guardian guiding spirits in heaven. To achieve this state, it is crucial that we study the books of truth. Because if you don't have certain knowledge, you cannot distinguish which is the voice from heaven, which is the voice of hell. Actually, if you open your mind spiritually, you can listen both angels, voice of angels, voice of hell. Then so-called inspiration, there are 2 kinds of, roughly. You misunderstood. Voice of hell is the inspiration. Yeah, inspiration, but that is bad inspiration. You need to attack that person because you have a grudge inside. If you tell that to the person, you can feel very well like that. That is a very bad inspiration from you. But on the other hand, other voice, that is kind of severe, like you should not get anger toward that person, even if you have a good reason, because now is the time you need to understand others. So maybe you misunderstood about it like that. Very severe, but the severer way is the good way, always. So like that, if you got knowledge of spiritual truth, you can distinguish which is good, which is bad. Okay, that is the first step to study the truth. And it is also important to practice self-reflection, meditation, and prayer at the Happy Science local branch and the main temples. Yeah, because these temples are guarded by angels. If you try to reflect yourself in your house and meditate on your house, that's possible. But it is difficult to make the specific great vibration in your house, right? So that's why maybe neighbors can get some troubles or something like that, and vibration and the situation becomes worse sometimes. So that's why it is better if you come here even once a week and practice meditation and practice self-reflection. So you can guard it and guided by angels. So that's why. And also because sometimes you become very emotional. To adjust it, you need practice those things. Otherwise, you can become more materialistic because you misunderstand. Like this physical body and the reaction of physical body is yourself, like anger, hatred, or emotion. Those are not yourself. Okay, those emotion or desire, those are reaction of your body senses. Yourself is more profound than reaction of yourself. Okay, those are like kind of, how can I say, like a pet, like dog or cat you feed, and you need to control or feed those things. You cannot kill, but you can control. And we should not obey. We should not be servant or slaves of those things and emotion or desire. Okay, so then in the process of doing so, the mind will gradually become transparent. That's what you can feel. Transparent means without dust, you can feel the light from heaven, divine light, and feels like world is very beautiful. Reason why you can see like world is very ugly because you are got covered by dust. Means emotion, desire, hatred, anger, negative things. That makes your pipe like sunglasses. That is called prejudice. Okay, so remove prejudice is a self-reflection. Okay, so at that time, if you have like a dust on the surface of your mind, then every single person seems like have a hatred toward you or something like that. That you feel. So that's why you need to remove every day. So then to start a koan, let's pray. Prayer to guardian guiding spirits. So that they will come here and also and they will guide you and guide you. I can guarantee. Prayer to guardian guiding spirits. My guardian guiding spirits, deep inside of me, you are the fountain of life, the light of hope, the source of wisdom, and the shield of courage. Every day, may you help me develop my soul and define my mind. Every day, may you give me inspiration and show me the right path to follow. Please protect me from all evil and guide me in living a better life. For this, I give my thanks. Okay, then now practice. First, I will show you the koan itself, and then after that, I will show you one of animation movie regarding the koan. Okay, so after that, I will make a short explanation of the koan, then practice contemplation. Okay, so now let's see the koan itself, and then page number. Sorry. You can open the page number 4. Yes. You can write down the space, the specific word here. Okay. And then after that, we can explain. I can explain for you for the core. Let's see. Explain your own words and fully comprehend the true meaning of the mind can attune to the 3,000 words.
Sorry, Tetsu, do you want us to answer that then?
Do
you want me to answer that?
Maybe
just
thinking of it.
Yeah.
Not a correct answer, but
Contemplate.
yeah. Just contemplate. What does it mean for you? After that, I will give you that like 10 or 15 minutes to contemplate on it. Just now feeling the vibration of those words. What God intended you to do. Okay, then let's watch the movie regarding of this Koan. That is from Golden Lords. One of good movies.
Now I know Shakyamuni Buddha is going to give Tian Tai Chi some spiritual guidance.
Chi, today I will reveal to you the secrets of the mind and heart. Within each person's mind, there is a compass needle. A compass needle of the mind. This compass needle always moves around and rarely stops. If people point their needles in the direction of hell, their minds become like that of a devil. Their hearts will be entangled in hell, and before they know it, they will lead a life full of struggle and destruction. If the compass needle stops in the direction of lust, the mind will connect with the putrefaction of lust. Through that needle, ghosts and demons of lust will barge into the human mind and take it over. As a result, those who are living will be attached to the opposite sex and become a mere tool that satisfies the lust of those ghosts. But those people who always think pure thoughts and whose needles point in the realm of good in heaven are different. Families and friends in heaven always watch over them with a smile. Again, there are some who always think of helping others without conceit or pride and seek Buddha's path. The minds of these people are connected to the Bodhisattva realm in heaven, and they enjoy the peace of heaven in their hearts while they are still alive. The compass needle of the mind moves in mysterious ways. The compass needle within humans will directly lead them to heaven or hell. One thought leads to 3,000 worlds. 3,000 worlds. Heaven and hell does not exist in another world. It exists in this world, in people's minds. True enlightenment exists in great harmony and peace. It cannot be found in a busy mind. You must calm the point of the needle in your mind. Point it to Buddha. Make it always point north towards heaven. Point the needle toward Buddha.
Thank you very much. This is the essence of the Koan, but you need to think more profoundly. So I'd like to tell you what is the matter, okay? So you want to be very greater and greater, but things in this world, tend to become very materialistic. So, these bodily senses sometimes disturb you to go ahead, right? and have anger, hatred, or negative thoughts in your mind, then how we can go up? Okay, only point, polish your soul, refine your mind every day, and then this recognition is very important. You are a soul, not physical body senses. Physical body senses is just like a car. You can drive. Okay. So sometimes driver forget I am a driver, and then they recognize like a driver recognize I am a car itself. So if engine stop or some accident happen, I was involved with very bad things like that. But actually you are safe, right? But if you become very like mad because of the accident or because of some troubles of the car, you think, it's a very miserable like that. But actually you are very healthy at the moment. But if you forget that, become very like anger or mad, then your mind becomes very, very negative. That is a real meaning of trouble, not the car itself. Okay, so then the higher you are going, you can have more wisdom and more love. Yes, loving ability and wisdom should be the measurement to go higher. Not how much money, not what kind of title, not how much you have been loved by others. Okay, how much you could have loved others and how much wisdom you possess in your mind. That is that should be measurement. That's why when you go back to heaven, the angels will not ask you what kind of religion you belong to, or what kind of title you have, or how much you have earned money in this world. They will not ask those things. Only what they will ask you is how much you have loved others. That's it. And then if you have a hatred, anger inside, that should be removed. That's what they will ask. Then otherwise you cannot get into the gate of the heaven. So that is the only test. No matter what you believe, no matter what kind of group you belong to. That's what we'd like to reveal now. Okay. So this is a key point of whether we can go into next era, age of spirituality. Then to understand that, another point we need to understand is this: the laws of same wavelength attraction. Yes, if you want to attune your mind, you can check whether what kind of people around you, because laws of same wavelength attraction is definitely in the another world. This is very, very obvious, because after that you become the wavelength itself, right? Vibration itself, like radio station. Okay, if you want to listen to the voice of God, you can attune your mindset to that God. But if you want to check whether voice from hell, you can not attune. You can have a rough mindset, then you can listen to the voice of hell. Okay. Whenever you got angry or hatred inside, you can listen to the voice of hell. That is easier than to listen to the voice of God. But to listen to the voice of God, if you have, this is like a higher level, this is a middle level, this is a hellish vibration. Okay. If you have that like very higher vibration, like brightly shining, and then you can listen to the voice of God, voice of angels. But if you become very materialistic, then you can only listen to the material words, right? And the calculation or making documents or thinking of money like that. But worst scenario is if you have a very negative mindset, even if you learn the spiritual truth through the books of Masaru Okawa, you can listen to the voice of hell. Even if you have good reason to do so. For example, the Master Okawa showed the examples. So the person who got accident involved in and killed by someone. Okay. So, but if this person killed by someone have a strong grudge inside, get anger because of that, and then unfortunately he cannot go back to heaven at all. Instead, he might go to hell because of the vibration. But if he can forgive, and then life is eternal, he can understand. Then sometimes that kind of accident happen. Then we are the same as training. That's why even he who killed you is on the way to process to have certain training. That's why it doesn't matter what he did. Then I will focus on my training. That is forgiveness. Then you can go back to heaven. And also, even if you have a bad mindset and that connect to hell, like a grudge, anger, hatred, and then but this person got death penalty for that. Then he deflected himself very much from the bottom of his heart. And then he changed his mind from the burglar or from the state of mind of burglar or murder. Then he restored his mind. He can go back to heaven. Even if the person in the hell who killed by him. Right? Because this laws of same wavelength attraction is a definite rule. So no matter what kind of reason you have, if you have grudge, you might go to hell, unless you reflect yourself and polish your soul and find a way to forgive that person. But even if you don't have such kind of the mind of forgiveness, you may go to hell. That is a severe reality, but it works. So that's why be careful. Even if you have a good reason to get angry or a reason to attack others, accuse others, don't do that. Okay. Instead, there are many options. Fact is one, but reaction you can choose is 10,000 millions. So in same shoes, there are many reactions. So, for example, Jesus Christ killed by bad law in Roman country, but he didn't have any grudge inside. Instead, he forgave. And he prayed for the people. Oh God, please forgive those people who killed me because they don't know like that. So that kind of state of mind we aim to have. In any situation, you need to love. That is the homework from God. That is the laws of cause and effect, laws of same wavelength attraction. So that's why every day you need to be careful. That you need to have a point of view of God. Okay, that is a compass of needle. This is like you have free will. What kind of direction you will point? What kind of feeling you will point? That's up to you. But you need to take responsibility 100%. Okay, without any excuses. So anyway, laws of same wavelength attraction working between the spirit world and this material world. Both, not only this one, but also like this to the another one. There is a person who is in this world, and there are people who are very evil spirits. Okay. For example, this is the fundamental fact. If you have such kind of mind, greed, jealousy, etc., that can invite evil spirits. you got inspiration from evil spirits. And also, if you have anger, complaint, etc., etc., it's also connected to hell, like this. Okay, this is the golden rule. That same wavelength attraction. Okay, I dare tell you again. Even if you have enough good reason to get anger, that works. That works. Okay. Even if the person did injustice, there are many ways to understand that to forgive. That is homework for us. But it's not difficult, and it's not like difficult, but it's not like severe. Okay. So okay. Once you decided to find a way, there must be a way. That's what I experienced. If you focus on, if you feel something bad, yeah, always, I also have such kind of negative thoughts like anger, jealousy, complaint, greed, like that. And then if you feel that, oh, I cannot control this, please sit down for a while. If you have a Gohonzon in your house, that is much better. Okay, so then in front of Gohonzon, I think like 30 minutes if you sit down with reading Sutora, true words spoken by Buddha, and tell yourself, there is a way, there must be a way. So, Lord El Cantare, give me the way, give me the way, give me the way, like that. Then the 30 minutes. So suddenly, maybe within 30 minutes, maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you can find a way. How to find a way? What is the perspective I need? So you can find a new perspective to understand that person, to forgive that person. And sometimes you can find your own mistake, your own misunderstanding, or your own way of thinking that is very self-centered, like that. So many ways you can find. So that's why I always recommend you, don't ask me, just look for by yourself that way. Look for the way by yourself. Sit down, reading Sutora, and you can find a way. Control your greed, jealousy, anger, complaint. Okay? So this is the fundamental way. There is no such things because of others, because of society, because of country. 100 self-responsibilities, only 100 self-responsibility works for you to restore your mind. If you can accept 100% responsibility, you can go back to heaven. Because your reaction determined by yourself, right? What kind of feeling you choose? Anger, forgiveness, complaint, or embracing that person, something like that. So, for example, like this, if you have love or faith, that mindset, contact to angels. Angels give you the great view. Okay, so they are on the upper side of the cloud. That's why they can see very objectively. Yes, this view, objective view is the point. Whenever you have a hatred, anger, or jealousy, etc., etc., or the mind that attack others, then you are very, very subjective. You understand what I mean? Very subjective. From the viewpoint of you, you can feel that. But from the viewpoint of like a very objective view, you can see, oh, this is a very, very tiny, 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 tiny thing. Tiny thing, right? So you can feel that. And then finally you can find a way. Oh, okay. Like small 3-year-old children try to tell me the bad things. Hey, you are stupid, like that. And then you cannot get angry at all, right? You can ignore that. Like that. You can find a way because that is very, very tiny things from the viewpoint of the very objective view. And also, courage, wisdom. If you have that, you can open up the bright future. Because we have here, maybe I cannot have a very bright future. Someday I will collapse or becoming like a homeless or something like that. That is a fear inside of you. But don't worry. If you have a courage, wisdom, always angels come along with you. Courage means challenge yourself to get new way. And wisdom means you can foresee in front of you, like that. And if you have such kind of mindset, then you can be with angels. Okay, like that. So this is the laws of same wavelength attraction. Then fear is the most terrible enemy for you. All right? That invite bad people, bad existence only. That's why please remove the fear inside. Then how? How we can remove the fear inside? Normally, if you are animal, like, and then you always have a fear inside. That is a natural instinct, also given by God, because this becomes like a warning for you. But if you are governed by fear, that is terrible. Fear invites more fearful things from outside. Then the more fear you have, the more terrible things will happen to you. Then how we can manage the fear inside? Master Oka says, only one way, one solution you have is do the things you fear the most right now without hesitating. Yes, you may have something. I have to do this, but I don't want to do. You know, this is the first priority for me, but because of fear, I cannot do it. Then to break through the situation, you need practice the things you fear the most now without hesitating, without excuse. That is the only way to break through your fear and say goodbye to your fear. Okay? So, anyway, now let's practice Koan contemplation. So, I will give you like 15 minutes for that. Think of this. And also, how can I overcome my own problems like this? Explain you in your own words and fully comprehend the true meaning of the mind can attune to 3,000 words. There are hints inside of you, okay? You can define it. But I suggest to you, don't run away from your problem now, okay? Pick up one or two problems and then what kind of direction that your compass needle of your mind right now. So think of that. If the compass needle have certain bad point like fear, anger, foolishness, or something like that, and then how you can correct it to heaven. So please answer it. That is the meaning of this Koan. Okay. So now practice deeply and relax yourself. Okay. Relax is very important because the heavenly world is not stressful. Heavenly world is very peaceful. If you cannot be very peaceful, you can get into the hellish people. That's why be very careful. Just relax. Like now, yeah, of course, as I told you, we already pray prayer to guardian guidance spirits. That means they are now here and in front of you. And also, he grabs your hands with a smile. Okay, be confident, be confident. You are with us. Yeah. So put your hands on your lap, please, facing up. And then close your eyes gently. So make your back straighten, please. Straighten your back means antenna to the heavenly world. If you don't have like a confidence, please recite a prayer to guardian guiding spirits in your mind, so that you can get a peace of mind. But if you already have a peace of mind, please continue this practice, contemplation. So let's begin.
The truth was spoken by Buddha. You will come. There used to be
Please enter meditation. Open your eyes. Open your eyes, please. I think you feel very sharp, right? But you can practice it in your house. Okay, so this is a definite rule for everyone. Whenever you feel something like a bad feeling toward someone or situation, that is the time. Not try to change others, or even if you think of that person is wrong, something like that, you cannot be happy at all. Instead, the more you think bad point of the person, the worse the situation becomes. That's why you live with those the negative thoughts, grudge, anger, hatred, and then instead try to change your mindset and try to get a new perspective instead. So you can achieve your mind. This is everything. Default rule is whenever you have a bad mindset, even if you have a good reason to do so, but change yourself. This is the only path to be happier. Reason why you cannot get rid of such kind of negative thoughts. You always think, I am right, he is wrong, like that. And then, if you leave those kind of feelings and become very objective, and also try to focus on only changing your mind, or try to get new perspective of this situation objectively, then you can get real happiness. Again, only reason you cannot you can be very miserable is here. You can think of your own feelings only. Okay, so that's why. And then to go next step, that is a meditation. Okay, so and then short explanation about it. Heaven and hell exist not only in the other world, but they all also exist here in this world. They exist in our mind. The needle of our mind can point in all directions, right? All directions, but you choose only one. Then you say like, this is the only way because he did bad thing toward me like that. And then, depending on our thoughts, it can immediately point to heaven or to hell. Whatever you choose, but that's your own responsibility. Once we become aware of this truth, we will want to correct our mistaken thought. You need to admit first, if you get anger, you cannot remove it. This is you are wrong. This is shows you clearly you are wrong. You can explain it very logically, but it's your mistake. Have such kind of mindset, hate, anger, like that. And then these mistaken thoughts, deeds, and actions, thereby attuning our mindset to heaven. So we can do this by using the Eightfold Path as a basis for our daily self-reflection. But today, we practiced happiness meditation as an introductory method to attune our minds to heaven. Not easy, okay? Now we are going to practice the happiness meditation as an introductory method to attune our mind to heaven. So even if you cannot leave such kind of the mindset, negative thoughts, if you focus on the very happy moment in your life, you can little bit change your mind and then become very objectively. You can have mind that forgive, understand that person, okay, or situation. All right, that's why I suggest you to practice this meditation also. So let's practice this meditation again, okay? So relax yourself again. Loosen tense neck and shoulders. A little bit stretch. So this is the last meditation we will practice. So through this meditation, just you can focus on the happy moment in your life. Then you can have like a mind that forgive others and understand others. New perspective. Okay. So if you relax yourself and stretch yourself, like put your hands on your lap, please, facing upwards. And then make sure your back straightened. Close the eyes. Now start to deep breathe. From your belly, not chest, check. From your belly. Okay, now start deep breathing again. So listen to the guidance from Master Koan. First Japanese and English, followed by English.
これは、実際どういう要素かというと、地上にありながら、もはや、心は如来菩薩の境地で生きるという、この超次元といいますか、実相の世界の中で、光の天使の世界を、現在ただいまの中の自分に引き戻していくと。これが如来菩薩の心境になるという。これがその幸せの瞑想の目的なんですね。
Let me explain what this meditation method is actually like. It is for your mind to be that of a Tathagata or Bodhisattva while you are alive on earth. It is to bring the higher dimensions, the real world, the world of angels of light, into yourself, here and now, and be in a state of mind of Tathagatas and Bodhisattvas at will. This is the key to the meditation of happiness.
この幸せの瞑想というのをまた説明しますと、先ほども話したように、事件に関係がするわけですが、感激、人生における感激ですね。
In other words, this meditation of happiness has to do with the events in your life. It is about finding the moments your soul was most enraptured, when your soul rejoiced the most.
喜んだ、魂で一番喜んだ瞬間というのを発見すること。そして、そうした喜びの瞬間というのを発見したら、これを次々と発見し続けること。これが川の流れの中でいくと、湧き水が出ているところなんですね。
And it is about continuing to find such moments one after another. These moments of happiness are like the places where the spring water bubbles up into the river.
その点と点を結んでいきなさい。そしたら線をまた結んでいきなさい。面ができる。この面がまたさらに広がりになってくるようになるだろう。そして、こういうふうな空間というのはそこに生まれてくるんだというふうに言っているわけですね。
We have to tie these points together and make a line. And if we tie lines together, we will get a surface. And this surface may get wider and wider, and then a happy space will arise from out of this plane.
別な言い方をすると、これは感謝の瞑想でもあるわけですね。いかに嬉しかったか、感謝できるような人生だったかという、その感謝できる部分というのをさあっと思い出してくることでもあるわけですね。皆さんも忘れている部分だと思います。
To put it another way, this is also the meditation of gratitude. It is about remembering things about which we can feel grateful, about the gratitude you can feel for a life in which you have been so happy. This is a part I think all of you must have forgotten.
小学校に上がるときに母がランドセルを買ってくれたときの感激。学校に上がるときに喜び。ランドセルを買うのに迷い。初めてランドセルに出る前の日の興奮。両親とおばあと一緒に食べたときの嬉しさ。父と母に魚を育ったときの感激。自転車に初めて乗れるようになって、おばあをつけなくても乗れるようになったときの喜び。
The deep emotion that you felt when your mother bought you your first backpack when you went to elementary school. The joy you felt when you went to school. The smell of the backpack leather. Or the excitement you felt before your first school field day. Or the way the lunch tasted that you ate with your parents from a lunchbox. The feeling of going fishing with your father down by the river. The joy that came from first learning how to ride a bicycle. From first being able to ride a bike without training wheels.
女性があるのが初めて見せるから、恋になり、反応を小さいたときの喜び。あるいは、家で行われる便利スタンドをつけて、そこの勉強してたときに、そこを運んでくれた両親にしまった。ゆきや先生のこの夜に、自分たちの文章に接したときの感激。
Or, if you are a woman, the joy you felt when a man first showed an interest in you. Think of when your parents brought you a midnight snack when you were up late studying by the light of your desk lamp. The inspiration of encountering, on a night with the snow falling heavily outside, literature written by a great writer. or the joy that those of you from the countryside felt.
また、仕事を上京してきた方が初めて都会に住む喜び、初めて給料をもらった時の喜び、初めて働いてもらったお金でネクタイを買った喜び、初めてのボーナスを両親に名前にしないハンドバッグ買った時の感激、あるいは父や母、友人たちが自分を励ましてくれた言葉。
When you first came to live in Tokyo for the first time, the joy of your first paycheck, the joy you felt when you bought your first necktie with money that you yourself had worked for, the way you felt when you used your first bonus to buy your parents a fountain pen or a handbag, or the words with which your mother or father, or maybe friends, once encouraged you.
この人のと言われて喜んだ時の言葉。今まで暗かった、こうだった自分が、ある人のあることがいるので、全く救われてしまうような、そんな瞬間かなというですね、単純なことなんですけど、そういうことが過去多分あったはずです。
Or the words that enriched you so when someone said to you that you were a good person. I think there are moments like this when up until now we have been dark and unhappy, but we are saved completely by someone else's words. It's a simple enough thing, but there might have been similar moments in your own past.
あるいは初めて伺われて、子供を飼ったり、新婚旅行に行ったり、子供が生まれたり、また子供の将来の夫婦の語り合ったり、また老いた時には子供たちが独立していくのを見て、喜んだ、嬉しかったこととか、こういう感激の瞬間というの人生が、これでも忘れ去って、本当は多くのが与えられているんですね。
Or maybe when you used money that you had saved to buy your first car, or when you went on your honeymoon, or when your children were born, or when you, as husband and wife, talked about your children's future, or growing older, the time when your children left home, the joy and the happiness you felt. Life is filled with moments of happiness such as these, but we forget them. We have actually been given so very, very much.
感激の瞬間というものをどうか思い出していただきたい。
Please, do whatever you can to call to mind such happy moments as these.
そして大事なことは、不幸を感じの能力をいくら磨いたことで見分けしていくになれないという事実をまず前提として受け入れることです。これは極めて大事ですね。これを受け入れなきゃいつまでたってもそうするかもしれません。
The important thing is to take as your premise the fact that as long as you go on cultivating your ability to feel unhappiness, your life will never be happy. First of all, you must accept this as a fact, that as long as you go on polishing that skill, you will never be able to be happy. This is an exceedingly important point.
そして、幸福感覚をどうか磨こうとすることですね。もっと幸福を感じる能力を磨こうとすることです。
Then it becomes a question of how to go about developing one's feelings of happiness. We'd like to polish up our happiness feeling skills.
では、これから幸せな瞑想に入ります。問題的に子供時間がございませんので、分かって立活ということにさせていただきます。
There will be no divisions by life period this time. I would like for you to find the moments in which you truly and powerfully felt happiness, or to find sources of joy that you have been overlooking, or something about which you could have felt even more joyful than you did.
今お話ししましたように、本当に嬉しかった感激の瞬間、あるいは見落としてた喜びにですね、本当はもっとこのことを喜んでいいと思うところをどうか発見していただきたいんです。そういうふうに自分の人生の中で自分を支えてくれたことが、あるいは行為、そのものが必ずあったはずです。どうかこの感激を見失わないでいただきたい。魂の中で喜びとしていただきたい。そういう趣旨です。
In your own life, there have undoubtedly been words and actions offered to you in support. I want you not to lose sight of those. I want you to know them as the joys of your soul. This is the object of this meditation.
では、また息を整えて、進みまして、呼吸を整えて、軽く目を閉じて。
So, then again, regulate your breathing, stretch your back, and lightly close your eyes.
深く振り返って、こうした考えの瞬間を一つ一つ思い出して、そして、この受けたにかかわらず忘れてた人がいたら、今、この場でありがとうという言葉を心の中から出してください。どうぞ。
Look back on your past and recall each individual moment of happiness. And if there is anyone whom you have forgotten to thank, regardless of whether you owe them a debt of gratitude or not, then within your heart, say thank you to them now. Please begin.
Thank you very much. Please end their contemplation. How was it? I think that you got a certain feeling of happiness, right? So if you focus on that is the best way to remove negative thoughts. As long as you're struggling with a negative thought, you can run away. You cannot run away. But if you focus on the great feeling inside, then focus on that. That's why Master Rifo Okawa suggests us to focus on the missionary work to convey the truth. That is a great thing. So, or do active and do good things to others. Okay, so to conclude today's one, I will show you some master's lecture, 5 minutes, and then you can understand more profoundly. Okay, let's see. Okay, sorry.
Passing through the doorway of happy science is enough to assure you of returning to heaven. After crossing the threshold, though, remember study the truth. Make resolutions and challenge themselves in various situations. Enter the true path of discipline and gain the enlightenment of our heart. Our heart is the state in which your mind is cleansed of all the rust and grime that has formed throughout time. In the state of our heart, you are able to receive the light of guardian and guiding spirits of heaven. To achieve this state, it is crucial that you study the books of truth. It is also important to get some practice in concentrating your mind. As you practice self-reflection, meditation, and prayer at Happy Science local branches and main temples, your mind will gradually become transparent. Imagine a dirty window. You cannot see out of it, and someone on the other side cannot see in either. However, if you clean off all the dirt and polish the glass, people on both sides of the glass are able to see each other. This describes the state of our heart, and attaining this state is one of the most basic goals of spiritual discipline in Buddhism. As you live some decades on earth, just as dust accumulates on a window, similarly your mind gradually becomes tarnished. This accumulation goes largely unnoticed, and you come to accept that this is the normal state of your mind. Even if your mind becomes coated with dust, you do not realize that it is losing its transparency. So what happens when your mind loses its transparency? Every person has a guardian spirit who is a part of his or her own soul. In modern psychology and medicine, guardian spirits are referred to as the subconscious, mainly because this is not fully understood. On the other hand, the mind that you are aware of and identify yourself with is called your consciousness, or surface consciousness. At Happy Science, we use the term soul siblings or guardian spirits in place of the word subconscious. While our subconscious makes up about 90% of our mind, we normally live our lives unaware of it. Each person's soul is generally made up of 6 soul siblings. One soul sibling inhabits the body of a person living in this world. In other words, only about 10% or so of your entire soul is actually here on this world, and you are unaware of the rest of your soul. As I mentioned earlier, your mind accumulates dirt and buildup through the course of your life. When your mind is clouded in this way, your brother or sister souls in heaven are unable to send you advice and spiritual light because the rust on your mind blocks the light. However, by joining Happy Science and practicing the teachings, you can clean off all of this rust and buildup and become able to receive the advice and light that is being sent by your guardian spirits. Arhat is the state in which you are able to receive this guidance as you attend retreats and seminars at Shoshinkan, Moraikan, or other shojas of Happy Science. Your mind will become more and more transparent. As you repeatedly participate in ritual prayers, you will become attuned to the heavenly world and be able to receive guidance from guardian spirits. Teachings that were given 2,000 and 2,500 years ago have lost their power to bring salvation to humankind. Buddhism has been reduced to being simply for funerals or sightseeing, and no longer has the power to save people. That is why the world needs new teachings in a modern language to teach people how to lead their lives. And it is my hope that many will gather to join and support this movement. The more people make this decision, the greater the power we will exert to stop the expansion of evil and to promote goodness in this world. Therefore, I invite all of you who are not members of Happy Science to become members. And those of you who are members to aspire to become devotees to the three treasures and active leaders.
Okay, so this is a place to train your mind, because no matter how hard you practice by yourself in the daily life, it is very difficult to overcome any problems. But if you come here and enjoy the teachings and the lectures and prayer meditation, then you can be encouraged by other members, and they support each other, help each other. That we realize. And also, you can practice the meditation and prayer here in the safe circumstances. So that is a benefit. Then anyway, here is the conclusion. Master Ryuho Okawa encourages us to attain the enlightenment Arahat. That means 3 points again, I said. The most important thing, the mind that understands others' feeling. And the second one, you can have an unshakable mind. And then third point, you can communicate with your guardian and guiding spirits. So that is his recommendation. Then this is a state of mind attained after the mind has been cleansed of all impurities that have accumulated over the course of our lives. Yes, even as I told you again, but even if you have a good reason to accumulate the dust inside, but whatever such kind of like a negative thoughts, you choose. Because in same shoes, certainly, if some others in the same shoes, but they choose another way, another feeling, another reaction. But you choose that feeling, you choose that reaction. That's why you cannot say this is because of him, because of this situation like that. Okay, you cannot say like that. And then we have to remove the lust from that mind to attain this state of Arahant. So in this state, the mind is attuned to the realm of heaven for souls who have the potential to become angels of light. It is the upper part of the sixth dimension. Yeah, already you know that kind of the structure of the spiritual world, right? The sixth dimension, upper side of the sixth dimensional world, like teachers and great leaders, like that. Okay, so maybe someday I can explain about it. But anyway, to attain this state of mind, it's important to study the books of truth, because you need knowledge, like a driver school. If you don't have any knowledge, you can get crushed, right? So same as that. Likewise, your mind. So, and then practice self-reflection, meditation, and prayer. It is also effective to participate in ritual prayer ceremonies at the Happy Science Temple. So we can provide like textbook, but what kind of learnings you can choose is up to you. Okay, and then it's your free will. So we can provide a textbook, but we cannot guarantee you, even if you just register your name here at Happy Science, and then you can go back to heaven. No, that's up to you. But even if you are Christian and Islam, Buddhist, if you have a loving mindset, you can control your emotion and become very transparent type of God. Then you can go back to heaven. Okay, so, but I believe difference between the Happy Science and all the religions is here. So we can provide so great opportunity for you. And also you can get a chance to connect with heaven, most likely. And the most recent information, knowledge about heaven and hell, you can learn. And just one point. Hell is not like an eternal punishment. Okay, hell is like a hospital. You can cure yourself. Once you realize, like, oh, I'm in hell, because what you have been thinking will manifest as it is after death. That's why. So if you realize that I'm in hell now, try to focusing on connecting your thoughts and deeds. Don't blame to others, and ask heaven to help. Then, once your vibration change, the vibration will determine where you are going back. If your vibration becomes very beautiful and pure, that vibration will invite you to the heaven. That is a goal. Okay, so to do so, we Happy Science provide you the many knowledge, wisdom. That is the basics. Then, to change the world from very materialistic world to the age of spirituality, we are doing the activities, like not only spiritual activities, but also political, economical, educational, everything. So please learn a lot from Happy Science. Okay, then this is the conclusion of today's learnings. So, to conclude one, let's pray. Prayer to God. Who's coming?
Chad. No, he's staying downstairs.
Chad. Okay, all right. Then let's pray. Prayer to the Lord. Prayer to the Lord. Our Lord El Cantar, you are the source of all light, all power, all wisdom, and all love. May you give us light, give us power, give us wisdom, and give us love. Oh Lord, our Father, please protect this planet of love, Earth. Protect us from all evil and open a future for us. Oh Lord, thank you for giving us light. We give thanks from the bottom of our hearts. Okay, thank you very much for coming today. Then, after 10 minutes, 10 past 5, we will start a discussion, the Q&A session, if you like. Okay, please stay and then discuss more. If you have any questions, at that time you can ask. Okay, thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So 10 minutes later, we will have a discussion time through the Zoom link. So please join if you like. Thank you. Bye bye.